he has been awesome.
Incredible.
Awesome for the New York Rangers. Third straight win, third straight start. And there might be a goalie controversy. Let's see what Peter Laviolette has to say.
Chesty's our guy here, so we're gonna work in the next few days to get him some practice time, get him some reps. I do think that we're fortunate to have a guy like Jonathan in the stable, and he's played really well. Like I said, we're in a fortunate situation with that. Quickie goes tonight. Chesty will continue to get him some work with Benny and get him dialed in for the stretch run.
You know, having Chesty as a partner and knowing he's going to carry a majority of the load, and I get to just chip in when I have the opportunity, I think that's helped a ton.
All right, sitting here in the host chair, that was what you call them learning the business of tease. Because I don't really think there's a goalie controversy in New York. No. But you know, when you look at the records right here and look at the play, I mean, it's pretty clear one guy's been better than the other. Where are you at on this? And what if game? What if the playoffs started in a couple days? Like, who's playing in net to start the series?
You know, it's kind of funny. I look at that and I look kind of the what if has happened in Minnesota with the Gustafsson and Fleury, and there was a playoff controversy of who was going to play. And it's when this year started with Dean Evason and now John Hines came in, it was obvious it is Gustafsson's. He's the #1 job. That doesn't mean Marc-Andre Fleury hasn't outplayed him and played his spot, and that's the same situation I see here. We see a veteran goalie like Jonathan Quick who comes in, and I think knowing that he's the backup takes a little pressure off him, right? He knows he doesn't have to do it, but that being said, he's Jonathan Quick, just like Marc-Andre Fleury. If he's going to be hot, Laviolette's not an idiot. He's going to ride the hot hand. But that being said, he also knows Igor Shesterkin has got to be the guy to take him down to the playoffs. Shesterkin's got to play outstanding. Not that Jonathan Quick hasn't, but Igor Shesterkin is their guy. You don't want to create a controversy. I think this is something they've obviously discussed when they brought Jonathan Quick in, not only as of late, obviously with giving Shesterkin rest after the All-Star break. This is something that has been determined all along, and Jonathan Quick knows exactly what his role is, as does Igor Shesterkin.
Yeah, Quickie said it right there, and I love that. Like, he's like, yeah, I'm here to be available and to provide good goaltending when I'm called upon, but you know, more or less paraphrasing here, it's Igor's position, it's his net. But you know, to your point, I mean, you got to play the hot hand, and I almost kind of bring this back, and I always think of this situation. If you go back to 2018, prior to the playoffs in Washington, it was Philip Grubauer who was kind of running down the stretch, and when you talked to Braden Holtby after they ended up winning the Cup that year, he talked about how important it was for him just to slow it down, get with the goaltender coach. Because sometimes getting that extra work in, making sure you're dotting the I's, crossing the T's, it doesn't happen because of the grueling schedule, playing every other day or whatever the situation is. And he said how valuable that was for him to kind of get back going in the right direction. Maybe that's what this could be with Igor, getting with Benny Allaire, and allow him to kind of get his game back up to snuff. Because here's where it's at. I said the same thing in 2018. Philip Grubauer can win a playoff series, maybe two. But your goal is to win a Stanley Cup.
Yep.
That had to be Braden Holtby at that time.
Yes.
And it was Braden Holtby. And eventually went back to him. If the New York Rangers, who have high expectations.
Oh, yeah.
They are a team that has Stanley Cup hopes. Not a knock to Jonathan Quick.
No.
Not a knock whatsoever. He's been incredible. And certainly they can. But they got a much better chance for Igor to find his game. Igor is the guy to deliver a cup. If you need someone to give you some run for a stretch right now or even come playoff time, certainly could be Quickie. But I wonder if it's his pedigree that brings this conversation up even more.
Right?
Because it's Quickie. He's one of the greatest all-time American goaltenders.
For itself.
Right. So he's got those two cups.
Yep.
If it's not Igor Shesterkin, if it's Mike Rupp or Mark Parrish, or a no-name goalie,
exactly,
that's just playing hot, we're not having this conversation. But that picture you see right there is why this conversation is being had. And I just like that Peter Laviolette came out and said, Igor's our guy. We love Quickie, love what he's doing. But I think it's important to kind of let's end that conversation with the media, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And to, you know, as we were watching about, to have that player, to have that pedigree resume sitting right behind Shesterkin, helping him out through those situations, whether it's those mental issues, whatever it is, along the long playoff run, or how about you can just play spectacular so we can give Shesterkin a break and work with the goalie coach.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a great problem.
Incredible, yes.
Like, this is not. We always talk about this goalie controversy. Goalie controversy, that's an embarrassment of riches, because you know how many teams want one goalie playing good. Like, and I know Igor's not to his level, but we know that what he is and can be. So we'll see what shakes out here. But you know, a lot of people losing their minds here, being like, "Oh,
my
here's
Lord.
the guy. Yeah, no more Igor. Come on,
Yeah.
he's the guy.
You're gonna
Still.
need him,
Quickie,
New York.
Keep
You're gonna
doing
need
your
him.
thing. He looks unbelievable."